Oi Holly, you know the manager hates you. Yeah, well, he just told me that you were slashing his tyres last night. He's got it on CCTV apparently and the police are involved, so just letting you know. What? Well, I'd like to see this footage then, because obviously that didn't happen. I wouldn't even know how to slash a tyre. Yeah, obviously I know it's not true, but he's been going around telling everyone and he's like really upset about it, so. Well, we know he's only accusing me of it because he hates me, because I sent a letter to complain about him to head office and there's an investigation, so that's literally the only reason why he'd say that. Yeah, I know. We asked to see the footage and he wouldn't show us, so. Oh, there he is. Hi, please come into the store. I'm really fake and I'll act really nice to you, but I'm actually horrible. Yeah, come in. Just want to say, this wasn't my old job. This was Sports Direct a few years ago, just so you know. So I was selling this bag on Depop and this girl messaged me saying lowest offer and I said 14. I changed the price the next day and she messaged me the next day saying, the post says £12, and I was like, yeah, I changed the price and now it's £12, is that okay? Then she said, would you do £10, please? I said no, as I've already lowered it from £14. And then she offered me £10.50, and this is why I start ignoring people on Depop, because clearly she wasn't going to stop messaging me and offering me lower. And I think this is French, but she just kept messaging me, and then she offered me £10. If I wasn't going to take £10.50, why would I take 10? And this was more recently, so I said, it sold a few weeks ago, I'm afraid. And she was like, I messaged you weeks ago. And then I just ignored her and she said, excuse me, don't be so... And then, oh. So then I said I reported her. And Depop gave her a warning. So this girl messaged me about an item asking if she could have it for £4. It was like £8 with postage altogether. So I said, unfortunately, I won't go any lower. And then after I said I won't go lower, she said, can I have it for £6.50? Oh, £5.50. Fine, I'll buy it for £6. And then she started spamming me. And then she was like, I want it, can I buy it? And I was like, sure, go ahead and press buy. And then she asked if I can lower the price again. I literally said exactly the same thing that I said to start with and said no. And she was like, why? Please just respect the seller and their prices. Like, what? I said, because that's the price I'm selling it for. She said, it's for my niece. I need it lower or I won't buy it, I'm afraid. And I was like, that's fine. You don't have to buy it. So yeah, there's today's story. So this girl was interested in this item. She messaged me a while ago asking how much it is. I said it's £20 and free postage. Then she asked if I could do 15 and I said, sorry, I'm afraid £19 is the lowest I'll go. Then she offered 15 again. I said, sorry, I can't go lower, good spelling. And then she started spamming me, but like really spamming me. She said she should have it for free. What about 17? I have no jumpers. And it's like, this is why I ignore people, because look at this. So then I said, sorry, £19 is the lowest again. She still offered 17. So then I had to just say, sorry, I've already said no. And then she spammed me again. And then started saying oi, like why would I reply to that? And basically just kept spamming me. She could have bought it at any point if she wanted to, like instant buy was on, all you had to do was press buy. But I wasn't going to lower the price and I knew that's what she wanted. And then it sold. Come back for part 2 because it gets beefy. Hi, welcome to part 2. Make sure you watch part 1 first or this won't make sense, but it's about to get beefy. I said that the hoodie was now sold and she was literally like, I literally said yesterday I wanted it. Yeah, she said she wanted it, but anyone can buy things on Depop at any time. That's how Depop works. She only wanted it for a lower price anyway, which I'd already said I wasn't going to do. I explained that unfortunately that's how Depop works and the person that bought it literally bought it for full price and she could have pressed buy at any time if she really wanted it. And then she said, that's not how it works. It's first come, first served. And I was like, yes, so whoever buys it first gets it first. She said, no, love, I should have got that hoodie, not whoever bought it. I said you could have bought it straight away. And then she said, I wanted to, it's your fault I couldn't. Or I just wasn't going to lower the price. Like, what? If I'm the seller and I get to choose the price for it and I don't want to lower the price, it's not my fault. So this person messaged me about some shorts that I've got for sale and they said, I love these, could I have them for £7? I know they're £10, but maybe the price could be brought down. Don't worry if not. Don't worry if not. I said, hi, unfortunately, I won't go lower, sorry. And they said, oh, £9? I said, sorry, they're £10 and £3 postage. And they said, okay, annoying. Are you sure? because I would buy them and pay £3 postage. So they wanted them for £10 basically, but it cost me £3.10 to even post them. And then they just started spamming me as I was literally typing. So then I thought, you know what, I'm feeling nice. I said I can do £10 and £2 postage as the lowest. And then they were like, okay, leave it then, but it's annoying how you never go down when people ask. Did I not just do that? It's cheap for what it is anyway, and this is my job. Just respect the seller. Hi, so this girl messaged me about this item asking if it was still available. I was like, yes it is, I'm going to the post office tomorrow if you're interested. I couldn't have been any nicer. Then she said, don't reserve it for me. If someone else is interested, then they can have it. I said, that's fine. She said, thank you. That should have been the end of the conversation. A few hours later, she started spamming me all in the same minute, just being really rude and demanding that I answer her now because she wants to buy it, even though it was on instant buy. She could have bought it any second. Calling me rude and horrible. Nice. So by the time I saw these messages, I was like, buy it then, but don't be rude, because obviously she'd spam me. She literally could have bought it at any second without messaging me first, and then she just called me nasty, so I blocked her. So this one's a very short Depop story because I blocked her after like 3 messages, but she asked what's the lowest I would go for the pink Adidas t-shirt I've got for sale. I said, unfortunately, I won't go any lower because it's cheap anyway and it's the price that I want for it, so I don't want to go any lower. And then she said, well, why? It's a bad top. Reply then. All within like basically the same minute. I didn't even have a chance to reply. If it was a bad top, why are you asking about it? People just get annoyed when I don't want to lower the price, but it's my choice as the seller. It's a cheap price anyway. I would pay that price for it. That's why I put it at that price. Don't know why I'm explaining this to you guys. You watching this right now, you're probably there like... So this person said, what's the cheapest you can sell this for? I said, unfortunately, I'm not taking offers, sorry. I put things up for sale at the price that I want for it, so I don't really want to go any lower, do you know what I mean? They asked for £10 and free postage, and I said, no, sorry, unfortunately not, because it cost me £3.10 to post things at the post office, and you'll know if you do this too, then it's true. I'm not gonna scam people for £3.10. Can't you just let me have it for 10? 9, please. 8. I understand that this is how you might make money, but please, can I have it for £8? If I didn't let them have it for 10, what? Why? And then they were like, answer me. Like, oh my God. I do apologise for that face, but like, I have no response to this other than, sorry, no. Hi guys, I don't know why I'm saying it like I'm starting a YouTube video. So this person said, please can you do this for £10? Can I also be in one of your TikToks? I felt bad because I honestly wasn't on Depop that whole day, but we don't talk about that. I said, unfortunately, I won't go lower. Then they said, can you please add me back on TikTok? I don't think they actually wanted to buy the item, they just wanted to follow. I don't follow many people on TikTok, just people that I like their videos. So I said, sorry, no, but thank you. And then they asked if I could put this chat on a TikTok. I had 2,000 messages to get through, so I was trying to reply quickly. I only replied to people that are asking about items, by the way. And then I said no, sorry, because it wasn't an interesting conversation to put on TikTok. How come you do everyone else's? Well, it is on a TikTok now. I said it wouldn't be very entertaining, but thank you for watching my videos. But you put everyone else's on there, and that's not entertaining. I said okay. Excuse me, do you have a pet section in here? Yeah, we do. It's just over there by the tills. Yeah, I've been over there and I couldn't see it. Oh, right, okay, that's fine. I'll take you to it now. Do you want to follow me? And here we are. Where is she? Hi, do you want to follow me? Oh, right, I'll follow you. Right, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm on it. Before we start, this is sunburn. This was from my necklace. It looks so dodgy and weird, but ignore it. This Depop story actually really made me laugh because this person's name is... Sorry, I literally can't even say it. It's Fiddy Rep Backup. We obviously know it's not actually Rep from TikTok, but anyway. He said, is this still for sale? Please respond as soon as possible with a pumpkin. And then he messaged me again, just asking about the little bundle things I've got for sale, and I explained what you get in them. Then he basically wanted to come to my house and collect it, even though I don't do that. I said I only post through Royal Mail, but postage is free. Okay, when my bank account is finished linking with Depop, I will purchase this. Then he said, can you follow me on TikTok? It's... He was fully pretending to be Rhett. It's Fiddy Rhett backup or Fiddy Rhett. Maybe we can meet up sometime. And then I didn't reply, and then he said, okay, no more Mr. Nice Guy. I can't. Hi Rhett, if you're watching. Finally, my break time. Oh, excuse me, miss. I was wondering if you could help me. Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, no, I'm not actually. I just had a complaint and I was wondering if you could pass it on to the manager. Oh, yeah, sure. What is it? Well, where do I start? Basically, you don't have any of the dog food that I usually get. The dog biscuits, you don't have them at the moment. Oh, sorry, are you busy? Oh, well, I was just about to go on my break. Oh, whatever, that's fine. It will only take a minute. So basically, you don't have the dog food I have, and you don't have the cat food either. Don't you think that's a bit disgusting? Yeah, disgusting. Can I go on my break now? So this girl said that she would like to buy this top. I said, instant buyers on. I'm going to the post office tomorrow if you're interested. She said she needed to ask her mum and then she'll let me know. I was like, no worries. She was so lovely and said, is it still available? She apologised for not messaging me. It was fine. I said, yes, it's still available. Instant buys on. You can literally just buy now. Then she said, why does it say bagged? So she must have already pressed buy, and that doesn't actually pay for it though. I explained she's already added it to her basket. All she has to do now is check out her pay. She said thank you. Then like a few days later she said, can I get this top at a lower price? And I said, unfortunately I won't go lower. She was honestly so nice, and she just explained that she's seen my TikToks but she wanted it for a bit cheaper, which is fair enough. Even though it doesn't sound like a lot of money to bring it down, it was like £12, she wanted it for 10. It is my business and I decide what prices I want to sell things for. Wait, come back for part 2 because time's running out. Hi, welcome to part 2. Watch part 1 if you haven't seen it already, or else this won't make sense. She was honestly so lovely, and she said that it would just mean a lot if I lowered the price a bit. Unfortunately, I do put everything up for sale at the price I want for it, so to go any lower I wouldn't be making that much money, as this is my job. So I said, unfortunately I won't go lower, sorry. Then she said that she saw one of my TikToks and I brought the price down for them, and then she offered me £12. I actually can't remember how much this item was, but basically I didn't want to lower the price and I'd already said that. I said, sorry, I don't want to go lower on the price. Like, I am the seller in the nicest way. Like, do you know what I mean? If I've said I don't want to go lower, I don't want to go lower. Then she said, well, I don't want to get angry at you, but that is a bit of a joke. You bring it down for other people, but not me. Great, thanks a lot for nothing. She was so lovely. I hardly ever bring the price down just because that's the price I want for it. But yeah, if you're watching this, I feel bad, but... Excuse me, I am extremely annoyed. I've been completely ripped off. I just came in a minute ago and your colleague overcharged me for something. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sure we can sort it out. Can I just see the receipt? Yes, you can. So on the shelf there, it says it's £3, but she has charged me £5, as you can see on the receipt. Oh, don't worry. Actually, the offers come off at the bottom of the receipt. So as you can see here, it says £2 off at the bottom there. Well, it should be clearer on the receipt. It should be there, not at the bottom. Who looks at the bottom? Never mind then. So this girl messaged me from an item asking if she could get it. I wasn't online for a long time, so that's why I didn't reply for ages. She then messaged me today and I went online. I said, sure, go straight ahead and buy it. Then she asked if I have it in any other colours, but unfortunately it's just an old top that I have. I don't have stock of it in like loads of colours, so no. Then she asked again if I have it in any other colours other than green. I basically said no, sorry. Then she asked if I could dye it for her. I was like, unfortunately not, sorry. You could just buy it and then dye it yourself if you wanted. I was just playing along with it because I assumed she was joking. By the way, the design of the top has loads of holes all over it. That's what it's meant to look like. And then she said, could you sew the holes up? I knew at this point that she was just messing me around, so I was like, you've been so polite and lovely, which I appreciate, but please stop sending me silly messages. Come back for part 2. So this person asked if this item was still available. They said, can you lower the price? Don't worry if not. They always say that and then they ask to lower the price. I said, unfortunately, I won't go lower on the price. They said, that's okay, so is it £6 and £3 postage? I said, yes it is. Then they said, can't I just pay £7? Unfortunately, it's £3 postage. I just said I won't go lower. And then they said, yeah, but if you lower the top to £4, then I'll still pay £3 postage. That's still £7, which is what I said I wouldn't do. So I said again, unfortunately, I won't go lower. And they said, how come? I said, because I'm selling it for £6 and £3 postage, and that's the price I want for it. And